Hello friends, and welcome to another episode of Brunch with Blake. Today we're going to be doing a spinach quiche and then a product review of the Francois et Mimi French coffee press. Now, the theme here is French, okay? We're going to be using a deep dish frozen pie crust, which I've taken out of the freezer. Half and half. We use a half a cup, a half and half. 4 eggs, which we will beat. I'm using 5 pre-cooked turkey link sausages that I've chopped up. 1 bag of triple shredded cheddar cheese. Phew, that's a mouthful. Triple shredded cheddar cheese. Fresh mushrooms. You can use canned if you prefer. I like fresh. 1 medium white onion diced. 3 cloves of garlic diced. 1 stick of unsalted butter. And 1 pack of thawed, and I will drain this and dry, chopped spinach. And for my seasoning, it will be parsley and the no salt seasoning that I picked up from Big Lots. So those are the ingredients for today's spinach quiche. The oven has been preheating for it's on 375, so it's going to preheat while we prepare the other ingredients. The first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to melt the butter in a pan, and once that's melted, I'm going to add the onions, the garlic, and the mushrooms, and I'm going to let them get soft. Then I'm going to add the turkey sausages. So let's go ahead and get this butter melted and get these ingredients started, okay? That you want to be careful that your pan is not too hot when you put in the onions and garlic and mushrooms, because it will splatter. So I did put the entire stick of butter in there. The onions are in here, the garlic's in here, and the mushrooms. I'm going to just let this cook for about 5 to 7 minutes. After that, I will add the turkey sausage and let that cook. And what I did was I drained the spinach. I pressed out as much water as I could from the strainer so that I'll also add that to the pan. So while this is cooking, we will get our eggs. I will beat 4 eggs and a half a cup of half and half cream. Whisk that together, then add the shredded cheddar cheese, and then we will pour everything into the deep dish pan in preparation for it to cook. Okay? So let this do that, and I'm going to go do the eggs and the half and half. The onions, garlic, spinach, and mushrooms are still sauteing. So now I'm going to whisk the 4 eggs and the half a cup of half and half. And that to this, we will add our mixture and put that, oh, I'm sorry, no, not to this. This is what we're going to cover the spinach with, the spinach and mushrooms. We're going to add some cheddar cheese to this as well. You can use a feta cheese, gorgonzola, parmesan, mozzarella, whatever you prefer. With a quiche, you can add any types of vegetables, any type of meats, anything that you want, which is what makes this such a great meal. And it can be a brunch, it could be a breakfast, it could be a dinner. Actually, this is going to be a brunch, but a late brunch, and I'm going to serve it with a spinach and tomato salad. So these are beaten. To this, I'm going to just add a little bit of seasoning. I'm going to add some of the no salt seasoning that I picked up from Odd Lot. Just a little bit of that, sprinkle that in there. And I'm going to add some parsley just to give it a little bit more green. And mixtures over there is done, and I'm going to add some cheese to that. So then we will fold that into the pie crust, top it with the egg and a little bit more cheese, and we'll have it in the oven for about 15 minutes. We'll take it out, we'll add some more cheese, and then bake it for 45 minutes. So let's grab what we have on the stove and fold that into the pie crust. Now to the onions garlic, and mushroom mixture, I added about 3/4 of the triple shredded cheddar cheese. I'm going to mix it in here into this pan, and then we're going to fold it into the pie crust, and then we will top it with the egg and half mixture. Okay, so we're just going to do this here, get it all mixed up together. Great, it smells wonderful. Okay, we're going to move this out of the way. We're going to put our pie crust on a baking dish, and we're just going to put everything in. This is great. This is so easy, and you can add, like I said, any vegetable, any type of cheese that you want. You can use a feta cheese, a blue cheese, gorgonzola cheese, a mozzarella, whatever cheese that you prefer. I just decided to go with the triple shred. I'm not going to use that cheese anymore. I can't even pronounce it. So we're going to fold that in. I'm going to add that to the pie crust. Going to just push that down there. And to that, we're going to top this. And this was more than enough for one. Now, if you're going to double your recipe, because you do get 2 pie shells, just double everything. Instead of adding 4 eggs, add 8 eggs, so forth and so on. Then we're going to pour this over top of the pie shell, and making sure that we cover it and that it goes all through it. So we're just going to go slowly. We're going to pour this right on top. That's the egg mixture. I'm going to make sure that it covers the spinach. And like I said, if you have too much, I think I had too much, you don't need, this is my first time trying this quiche, so you don't need 4 eggs. Use 2 eggs because now it's full, unless you get a deeper dish pan. So these are leftover scrambled eggs, so we're just going to save this for something else, maybe French toast. But again, this was 2 eggs. That's all you needed. We're going to add some more shredded cheddar cheese. I said it right this time. Yay! And sprinkle some on top of that. We're going to put this in the oven on 375 for 15 minutes, and we're going to let it bake. Then we're going to remove it from the oven and add the remaining cheddar cheese on top. So in the oven for 15 minutes, I'm going to set my timer, and then we're going to look at the French coffee press. Okay? So here we go. Into the oven we go. Okay, the timer went off for 15 minutes. Now I'm going to take the remaining cheese and just sprinkle it across the top. We will put it back into the oven for another 45 minutes, and then we'll let it sit for 10 minutes before we slice into it. So it's been in there for 15 minutes. I'm going to top the remaining cheese and put it back in the oven, and then in a few minutes we will have our spinach quiche. Okay? So while we wait for the quiche to finish baking, let me show you what I recently received to review. It's another Francois et Mimi product, but this is a French coffee press, and it's so neat. Now, I love coffee, but I've never had a French coffee press coffee because I don't do the frou-frou, I'm not even going to name the name, but coffee drinks. So I'm going to try it today. I know I should have a heavier heavier ground coffee, but this one I picked up is a medium and fine, and this is also fine. But what I read is you should warm up your French coffee press first. So what I did was I boiled some water, and I'm going to put it here in this, actually I'm just going to pour it right in here. And I'm going to let it sit in here to heat up the glass press, and I'm going to cover it so that the heat stays in there. And we're going to let this sit for about 5 minutes so that this is all hot and warm and ready. Then what I will do is, using probably 3 scoops of coffee, ground coffee, I will put it in the little tray area there. And then you fill this up with hot water and you just let it sit for about 10-15 minutes, and it starts to absorb all the coffee ground, and then as you push it down it immerses it even further. So we're going to try this. So let's let this press heat up, and then we'll come back, add the coffee, and then see how it turns out. Now this is going to be on camera, one take. If I mess it up, I apologize, but I think this is a neat item. So we'll be right back. Let this heat up. I removed the hot water from the press. Now I'm going to add some more water, but this time I'm going to fill it almost to the top. Not quite to the top, because we want to be able to have the plunger, room for the plunger to go down without spilling the hot water. And if you have a hot water, and I'm not going to make a lot because it's really just going to be for me. So I'm just going to fill that about halfway. And because it's just me, I'm going to pull this up here. As you can see this, I'm going to add 1, 2 scoops of coffee. Then what you do is you put the plunger back in the press, and you just press it down to the ring here. And then I'm going to bring it down just a little bit more because the water is not completely full. I'm going to let this sit for 5 more minutes, then I'll push it all the way to the bottom, and then it should be ready to drink with our quiche. Okay? So I'm just going to let it sit there for about 5 minutes, and then we'll push it all the way to the bottom. Okay? Now it has been 5 minutes, so now I'm going to slowly press the plunger down into the water. And I did read that if your grounds were too thin, it wouldn't go down well. If it were too thick, it wouldn't go down well. But I'm going to let that now brew for another 5 minutes. Interrupted my flow because he's out there with the scrapers and the snow blowers and all that. But anywho, so this is the Francois et Mimi Brassiclate glass and stainless steel French coffee press. And all you do is pour the hot water into the pot, leave a minimum of 2.3 centimeters or an inch of space at the top. And like I said, I didn't use as much because this is just going to be coffee for me. Without pressing on the plunger, cover the coffee press with the top unit and leave the coffee to brew for at least 5 minutes. So it has been 5 minutes and it's all brewed. After waiting at least 5 minutes, grab and hold the handle firmly, and with one hand, with the spout turned away from you, slowly press the plunger with the other hand until it reaches the bottom, which I already did, and then repeat as desired. So you can go up and down and up and down. And when it's done, just bring it up. Bring it up. This is awesome. The grinds are there. The coffee is here. Let me get my, oh, this smells good. I love that smell. Oh, wow. Let me grab a, they said you should decant your coffee. I don't have a decanter, so if you want a mason jar, just pour it in the mason jar. But I'm just going to put it in this little glass cup here. Wow, no ground. Look at that. That looks great. And I'm going to add a little French vanilla and some cream, and I'm going to have my coffee with my quiche. This is actually very, very good. I like this. Francois et Mimi, you did it again. This is awesome. Wow. And you guys actually spend a lot of money for this flavored coffee, this type of coffee. Oh, get this. This is great. Oh my God. This is awesome. I don't even need to add cream. And I don't like black coffee. But it's rich. It's flavorful. The grinds are there, right there at the bottom. They did not spill out into the coffee maker, if you can see that, which is what I thought. Oh my gosh, this is wonderful. This would be perfect for your brunch or ladies' day in, a Mother's Day gift, your gift. But this, I like this. I really do. So I'm just going to cover this. I'm going to put that right back on there. Keep that on there. Don't even need that mason jar. But yes, this French coffee press, I like it. And I like it. It's worth it. I like it. Well, friends, our quiche is done and it is perfect. Actually, it's not perfect because I had to go out and do some snow blowing. So the top got a little too dark, but it's cheesy and it's good. So along with our French coffee press coffee, our quiche, and a little side salad, this is going to be a perfect brunch day. So thank you for watching. Please thumbs up this video, subscribe to my channel, and follow my blog at devawithanh.com. We will be chatting soon. God bless and have a wonderful day. See ya.